Introducing a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Look at those wolves laughing over there. They look like they're having fun.
I'll bet they're up to something.
Why do you say that?
They're wolves, aren't they? Wolves are not trustworthy.
How do you know that? We don't know any wolves personally.
Everybody knows wolves are only friendly to other wolves. They play practical jokes on everyone else.
You heard what happened to that little girl in the red hat who went to visit her grandmother?
I believe it was a hood, not a hat.
Whatever. The point is, one of those wolves tricked the grandmother into thinking he was her granddaughter. When the grandmother opened her door, he ate her.
Then he stole the grandmother's clothes and put them on. When the little girl knocked on the door, he ate her, too, in one bite.
Oh, please. That story gets more outlandish every time I hear it.
If you don't believe it happened that way, what did happen?
Maybe the wolves just thought it would be funny to dress up in the grandmother's clothes and give the little girl a scare.
Scaring others isn't funny.
And neither the grandmother nor the little girl has been seen around here since that fateful day.
Where do you think they are, Sally Sheep, if they wolves didn't eat them?
Maybe they're on a vacation.
You're awfully naive.
I think you're the ones who are naive to believe such silly stories.
Why are you defending the wolves? They are our enemies.
I don't know. I don't think they're as terrible as everyone says. They just like to have a little fun.
Let me tell you something, Sally Sheep. When wolves have a good time, somebody gets hurt. And if it's not sheep, it's chicken or pigs.
Take our advice. Never trust wolves. Goodbye.
The two older sheep went to play in the meadow on the other side of the hill, where Sally Sheep watched the wolves. It looked like they were playing catch with a squirrel. Get ready for my squirrel fastball, Brother Wolf! Make a curve, make a curve!
I'll prove those wolves aren't so horrible. Maybe if I can get them to trust me, I can find out what really happened to the little girl and her grandmother.
But Sally Sheep didn't know how to make the wolves trust her. And she wasn't entirely sure she trusted them. What if the wolves played a mean joke on her? What if they even ate her?
What I need is a disguise. Hey, I know. I'll dress up like a wolf, just like that wolf dressed up in like a grandma. They'll never suspect that I'm really a sheep.
So Sally Sheep went over to the meadow where the wolves couldn't see her. She took some of her own wool and sewed herself a wolf suit. She practiced walking and talking like a wolf.
I'll hop and I'll plop and I'll blow your house down.
Help! Wolf!
No, it's just me, Sally Sheep.
Sally Sheep, what are you doing? What are you dressed like a wolf?
I'm going to try to get close to the wolf so I can find out what really happened to the little girl and her grandmother.
Be careful. If the wolves find out you deceive them, they'll eat you for sure.
But Sally Sheep wasn't scared. She set off for the wolf's den. She walked deep into the forest until...
Look, Luigi, it's a new wolf.
You don't look familiar.
I'm new around here.
Then welcome. We were just about to get some dinner. Would you like to join us?
What are you having?
We're each having a big fat bowl of noodles.
Noodles?
Yes, we love noodles by the oodles. Spaghetti, fettuccine, linguine.
Don't forget the squiggly corkscrew noodles.
Fusilli?
Those are my favorite. I love them with tomato sauce or pesto, or sometimes just a little bit of butter and garlic.
No sheep balls? I mean meatballs?
No, absolutely not.
You see, we're allergic to meat. We break out in hives whenever we eat it.
You won't tell anyone, will you? What would everyone think if they found out we couldn't eat meat?
We'd be the laughingstock of the forest.
I promise I won't tell anyone. But if you're allergic to meat, then how could you eat that little girl and her grandmother?
You heard about that? Well, we didn't eat them. We partied with them.
The whole thing started The whole thing started when we saw Grandma's pajamas hanging on her clothesline. The temptation was too great. I had to try them on.
He looked absolutely ridiculous, so I suggested he go knock on Grandma's door to see what she thought of his getup.
When Grandma opened the door, she let out a scream you could hear 50 miles away.
Then she burst out laughing. She laughed so hard that she fell over. We were helping her up when the little girl in the red hood showed up.
The same thing happened all over again. First, the little girl let out a piercing scream, but then she laughed almost as hard as her grandma.
We all agreed the whole thing was hilarious. Grandma invited us in for a spinach lasagna, which we certainly weren't going to turn down. Then we were on our way.
I never really believed those rumors about you guys. But nobody has seen the grandmother and the little girl ever since you were there.
The little girl has been out. The grandma's staying with her until she gets well.
That reminds me. We should send a card.
A humorous card because of us. The little girl and her grandmother appreciate good belly laughs.
I appreciate a good laugh too.
Then perhaps you'd like to join us our next escapade?
What are you doing?
Well, you know the sheep who live in the meadow?
Yes.
We're going to sneak down after dark and scare the wool off them. Would you like to join us?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Sally Sheep didn't know what to do. She knew that the wolves wouldn't really eat those sheep. But the sheep didn't know that, and Sally Sheep had promised not to give away this wolf's secret.
Come on, it'll be a riot.
But if Sally Sheep didn't share the wolf's secret, her sheep friends would be frightened. They tried to run, but it would be dark, and they wouldn't be able to see where they were going. They could get hurt.
Are you with us or not?
But Sally Sheep had a third choice. Tell the wolves the truth.
I can't go.
Why not?
Sally Sheep unzipped her wolf suit.
Because I'm a sheep. And I can't let you play tricks like that on my friends.
A sheep?
You lied to us. We thought you were our friend.
But you were just pretending. You probably don't even like us. Sheep never lick wolves.
The wolves started to cry. They cried enormous tears because their hearts were so badly broken.
I do want to be friends with you. That's why I dressed up like a wolf. I want the wolves and sheep to be friends.
How can we be friends if you don't tell us the truth?
Well, how can we be friends when you like to scare poor innocent sheep?
She has a point. We haven't been nice to the sheep. No wonder they don't like us.
And I haven't acted like a real friend to you. I shouldn't have pretended to be a wolf. You trusted me when you thought I was a wolf. Now that you know the truth, you probably don't trust me anymore.
How will we ever learn to trust each other?
It might help if I tell the other sheep what really happened to the little girl and her grandmother. Would you allow me to do that?
Okay, if you think it will help.
So Sally Sheep went back to the meadows to talk to the other sheep.
Allergic to meat? You expect us to believe that?
It's the truth.
How do you know you can trust anything we'll tell you?
They didn't eat me, did they? Not even when they found out I was really a sheep in wolf's clothing.
That's true.
I think I should invite the wolves for dinner. I'll make homemade spaghetti. If we get to know them, perhaps we'll become to trust them.
It would be such a relief if we didn't have to be scared of the wolf. Let's do it. Let's invite them to dinner.
And that's exactly what the sheep did. The wolves gladly accepted the sheep's invitation and even brought melon for dessert. And from that day forward, the sheep and the wolf lived happily ever after.
Cannolis!
The end.